Heyo and welcome to Build&Beautify Season 2. In this Cities Skylines modded Let's Play, we will be building Eneida Bay, a vibrant city of our dreams featuring transit-oriented development, clean energy, and deep city detailing. And welcome everyone to Episode 0, our season premiere. In this episode, I will share with you the plans for Eneida Bay, complete with game options, mods, and aesthetic goals. After that, we will discuss the tentative transit plans, imports, exports, and tax plans. We will then wrap up Episode 0 with a sneak peek at our first construction plans, which will be featured in Episode 1 tomorrow. So who's excited for Build&Beautify Season 2? If you are excited, hit that like button below, subscribe, and let me know in the comments what features you'd build in your dream city. If you can't wait to see the new season unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to videos. And don't miss out on our Eneida Bay merchandise linked in the description below. Alrighty, so I'm wicked excited to tell you all about the future of this season. So kick back, grab your caffeinated beverage of choice, and let's jump right on into a new game. Let's start today's construction plans by delving into the map that we will be building on, and I have chosen the Coconut Cove by Darren3331, which is a custom map located on the Paradox Mods portal. Admittedly, I struggled finding a map that I liked as I wanted a little bit of everything, a little ocean, mountains, rivers, plenty of building space, and unique features. Ultimately, this map won me over as it has an industrial pier already built into the map and the Mountain Pass Bridge. So I am hoping to build a fairly large city, albeit not as large as a population we had in Pine Harbor County, but at least a minimum of about 100,000 population. So let's jump in and select this map. Now, for the overall zoned building theme, I am going to do another North American themed build, as I was hoping the Eastern USA and Western USA content creator packs would be out by now, and I want to build a beautiful brick-styled city. As of this episode, these content creator packs are not out yet. However, stay tuned because as soon as they become available to download, they will be added into the build. We may also sprinkle in a little bit of the German content creator pack into the build, Urban Promenade DLC, and the Modern Architecture DLC. Because I want to build a dream city, we are going to be playing a relaxing, detail-oriented Let's Play. Therefore, I will not be playing with the tile upkeep and disasters. I will also be enabling unlimited money and unlock all so that we can start our build with the assets we wish to build with and where we want to build them. If this type of gameplay is not for you, no worries. Check out the Build&Beautify Season 1 playlist located in the info card above, which is a much more vanilla-inspired build. As I mentioned, this will be a modded Let's Play. Now that the game has been out for about a year and the Paradox mod portal is open and beginning to fill with tons of great mods, I wanted to begin exploring them a bit. My history with Cities Skylines has always been primarily vanilla console, and my only modded game ever was actually Port Carcosa. So I'd like to see what creative builds we can create with the phenomenal modding community and their talents by our side. So let's go over some of the mods we are going to be using in this game. First, Line Tool. Honestly, I used Line Tool in Pine Harbor County and I don't regret it. Placing a line of bushes one click at a time became a massive discomfort, and I do not regret choosing this mod to add a quality of life. Now I honestly really can't go back. So this will naturally be added into Eneida Bay. Second is Plop the Growables. Back when I played on console, Cities Skylines 1 had a historic option on the buildings, so the asset skins would remain the same, however, the building would continue to level up. Plop the Growable has this, and that is the reason number 1 for adding it. Reason number 2 is that I want to make a more modular industrial builds, complete with storage and manufacturing assets. I'd also like to do this without inducing us to hours of a minigame I like to call Whack the Growable. And being able to use the Find It mod in conjunction with Plop the Growables will allow us to make these detailed modular builds without wasting valuable time. Next up, the Move It mod. This is mainly to play in conjunction with Plop the Growables, so if we need to wiggle some buildings around because the zoning is acting weird, or the building might look nicer with maybe half a unit of space between them, we have the freedom to just move the building. Depending on how much we use it, I may disable this later. It's really here just for now because back when I played with Port Carcosa, the Move It mod was definitely needed in conjunction with Plop the Growables. Back in Season 1, I downloaded Anarchy anarchy because I would run into bulldozing conflicts that would prevent me from deleting a node or a subway track for reasons beyond my comprehension. This is the first reason I am enabling anarchy again. The second reason is because the Extended Road Tools mod has become depreciated and is now integrated into anarchy. If you're unfamiliar with what the Extended Road Tools mod was, it allows you to construct key walls, retaining walls, and elevated roads without the need to mess with the terraforming. I found it to be a very good quality of life when we were building Pine Harbor County, and thus I kind of would like to use that same quality of life when we are building Eneida Bay. Next up, I will be enabling the 529 tiles mod because it was recommended with the map. It's kind of just simple as that. The Road Builder mod is a mod that I am wicked excited to use because of the unique road designs, the parking tools, and just the absolute glory of all the features that come with this mod. My dream city has always been one with tons of transit options and walkability, and I think this mod will allow us to expand on this concept in a very nice and creative way. So what are your thoughts on the mods we have selected thus far? I am debating adding extra networks and areas so we can create more custom parks and provide more walkability for our citizens without adding a visible pedestrian path. But I'm wondering if we may be able to do this with the Road Builder as well. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Should we add the extra networks and areas mod or should we wait? Alright, now let's load up our map and discuss the aesthetic goals of this dream city, as well as our future transportation plans and trade and tax expectations. So my first aesthetic goal of this build is starting with admitting that this is my first attempt at starting a dream city and would love to know what you would want in a city of your dreams, whether in-game or in real life. So let me know this first down in the comments, because I'm about to share with you guys my favorite things and the things I wish were in my city, well, town, because I don't live in a very populated area. So personally, my first goal in a dream city would be to obtain a clean energy grid, or at least have a city that has as much clean energy and as little pollution as possible. Therefore, I'm hoping to feature a nuclear power plant, potentially the hydro dam, and definitely some wind turbines, and some recycling centers as well in this build. I also would love to have a walkable city. This is my biggest complaint about where I live now. There are basically no sidewalks, no places for a pedestrian to cross the road safely, and absolutely no reason I should have to drive across the street to the grocery store. In addition, I love walking and hiking. Therefore, I want to make sure we are prioritizing walkability in Eneida Bay, which leads us to our last aesthetic goal, transit-oriented development. For those who do not know what transit-oriented development is, TOD is an urban development strategy that focuses development around a transit stop. So, for example, nearby a subway station will be commercial, dense residential, park and public spaces, and office jobs. I would also like to try and develop our infrastructure by prioritizing the transit lines and spacing out the stations so that most citizens can walk to the transit stop and do not need to drive anywhere. So far, I have drawn out some tentative plans that you see here. Yep, everyone, here you go. Here are the inner workings of my mind. The mess that is the inner workings of my mind. Let me explain a bit what you're looking at here in this image. First up, in the southeast corner of the map is the Old Town. This is going to be a densely populated area featuring old brick-style buildings, and I chose this area because of how I want Eneida Bay's story to tie into the greater continent as a whole, which I haven't named yet, so if you have a name for our greater continent, let me know down in the comments. Anywho, the southeast corner is the closest, most spacious area near our Interstate 5 highway entrance to this map. And that is right, Interstate 5 from Pine Harbor County continues south, and thus after hours of driving the highway, we come upon Eneida Bay. As I mentioned, Old Town is a densely populated area featuring a lot of brick-style buildings, and thus this is where we will feature more of the North American assets and potentially some of the German assets. Next we have the New Town. As of this recording, the urban promenades and modern architecture DLCs are queued up to launch very, very soon. Thus, I want the new town to feature these assets as I want it to be a bright modern landscape in contrast to the old town. Now, I'm calling these areas new and old more for aesthetic inspirations, but we'll probably name the district something else, so let me know your district name suggestions down in the comments below. Now let's talk about where we will begin building in episode 1, and this is a spoiler, so if you don't want tomorrow's episode spoiled, jump ahead to the next chapter now. Okay, everyone ready? I want to start with a little humble beginning right up here in the southwest area where we will have an abundance of fertile land for farming. I want to create a little beginning area with a Main Street commercial strip and farmlands to start our industrial exports and imports. So be sure to tune in tomorrow to watch us abuse the road builder mod and start a beautiful rural area. If you're impatient like me and do not want to wait until tomorrow, then consider becoming a channel member for early access to the video. While we're looking at this plan, let's talk about the tentative transit plans you see here, starting with a little German content creator pack train station in the Old Town area. When the German Content Creator Pack came out, I fell in love with the train station this pack came with. However, it didn't make sense to add it to Pine Harbor County as we already had created a central train station in Bunyan's Rest that I was attached to. Now we are finally showcasing this beautiful asset and I cannot wait to start using it. Unlike Pine Harbor County, the trains will not span across the entire region, but instead welcome visitors from out of the area into Oneida Bay. We may also consider another train station in the new town, depending on what we see in the modern architecture DLC and the urban promenades DLC. Since we are not going to use trains as our main long-distance transit option, I have opted for the subway lines instead, which you see here as the dashed orange lines. To me, this makes more sense for a gameplay purpose. The trains hold 840 sims, I had to think there, in comparison to the subway trains with hold 1,080. This is a massive difference, and I want the people of Oneida Bay to prefer transit. I need to ensure that there is enough space for them without clogging out our tracks with too many train cars. Next, let's talk about the highways. There will be a single interstate running north and south, which I have already mentioned to you guys as Interstate 5. The pink ring line you see here will be referred to as Eneida Highway, which I plan to utilize more as a small route than an interstate highway. We will adjust and upgrade as necessary during Oneida Bay's growth. Finally, for our local transit, I'm first going to prioritize walking and then supplement it with buses. If the buses become overcrowded and congested, we will take the existing line as it is and upgrade it to trams. I really do love trams, so I'm really aiming to create the best transit lines we can so we have an excuse to upgrade them. So let me know your thoughts on the transit thus far, and honestly, let me know your thoughts on this mess of a plan? I don't really know what to call this, but this is how I usually plan out my cities, is just taking a screenshot of the map, comparing it with a screenshot of the resources and the existing transit and highway accesses, and then just drawing thoughts all over it in the most messy way possible. Now, before we start, a little sneak peek at episode 1, let's talk about the imports and exports for Oneida Bay and the taxes these imports and exports will imply, starting with my aesthetic goal for lodgings and hotels. Because this is a mainly summer map, I want this to be a destination for tourism. Therefore, we will be prioritizing some lodgings and the food productions on this map. Next is meals, and once again, I want this to be a touristy spot, and thus I feel good food is essential. I don't know about you, but I do travel for my stomach and all the yummy foods I can try in different places. Whether it's trying cactus out in Arizona or my long-awaited trip to eat around Japan, food really catches my attention when I'm traveling, so let's incorporate this into Oneida Bay. Since we have meals, let's also add in entertainment, and as a result of entertainment, beverages. We didn't get to do that many entertainment or beverage businesses in Pine Harbor County due to a patch that was needed, and thus I want to see how these assets play out and just how many tourists they might be able to bring in. Entertainment also makes our citizens happy, which is honestly an extra benefit. And finally, recreation. This reasoning is actually pretty identical to entertainment, and I'm wicked excited to see how we can add leisure options to Oneida Bay. So there really isn't some big, deep meaning behind recreation, other than I kind of just want to see how it plays in the game now that we have that patch up and running. Alrighty, everyone. I have done a lot of talking today, and honestly, thank you so much for listening to me thus far. Now, I kind of want to play around in the Road Builder mod in anticipation for episode 1 airing tomorrow. So where I think I would like to start is actually deleting this, because that was me trying to figure out how to use the mod. So let's come on down here and kind of take a look where we will be starting, which is this section right here. We already have 2 roundabouts, which is very, very helpful. And honestly, the terrain isn't half bad. So I think what I would like to do, I kind of want to make a main street area. And I think to do this, I'm kind of debating going back and forth between a 4-lane road and creating a couplet system similar to how we started Pine Harbor County. So, okay, let's go with the 1-lane road. Because here's what I'm thinking here. We'll go with the couplet system. And my hopes is to create some parking off to the side and allow people to kind of go straight up Main Street and then back down on a 1-way road. We'll use the 2-lane road when we have to veer off and, well, not the 2-lane. Yeah, the 2-lane 1-way road when we have to veer off onto another road. So if you're turning right, we're going to have a 2-lane road for lane mathematic. So let's click on this and let's see how we can do this. I think that needs to have a sidewalk, though I kind of don't want it to have parking. Now I'm kind of debating, do we want commercial strip on this side or this side? I think I want it on this side. So let's actually remove the parking on this side and let this just be a walkway. And maybe we can put like a little, what's the words I'm looking for? Garden area, a little park and recreation in the middle of the couplet system. Actually, I really like that idea. You can get maybe some food or something at the convenience store on the right-hand side here and go get some seating and enjoy a nice day in Oneida Bay in the middle. Okay, so let's go here. So we'll have a wide sidewalk there. Let's get parking. Let's rename this Commercial Couplet 1-lane road. I think 40 kilometers per hour is an okay speed. I actually don't know what that is in miles per hour. I think all of this off is good. It will have the ability to have transit options on it. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Now, somewhere in here, I believe we can change the orientation of the parking. Give that some trees real quick there, and some grass. Okay, so we pulled a parking lane down here. I'm gonna make that just some pedestrian road, sidewalk, because right here is where we get to determine our parking. So I do want it to have markings. This is what I'm so excited for. Like, just picture a building right here, like an apartment building, and you just have that parking right out front. All right, so back to this. I think I want the 60-degree. Yeah, because you can kind of just come on up and then park. And then you have a boatload of walking. Yeah, I think that should be pretty nice. So does that save automatically? Yes, so it saved automatically inside our saved roads here. So now, if I delete that, we should just be able to come in. Oh, nope, what did I do? Oh, here it is, okay. It ended up in a medium-sized road, probably because I added a lot of stuff to it. So we just kind of draw this in. Actually, I wonder if I can use it with the parallel road tool. Yeah. All right, guys, get excited, because this is what we're doing in episode 1. Oh, this game is so beautiful. I love it so much. Awesome. All right, you guys might be noticing some palm trees here. I will be coming in off camera and probably replacing all the palm trees with some evergreen trees or a different type of tree. I'm not quite ready to be so far south down our continent here that we have palm trees. Alrighty, everyone, I think that just about wraps up today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below, as I really love engaging with the community and getting to know you all. If you can't wait to see the next episode unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to videos. And don't forget to check out our new Eneida Bay merchandise linked in the description below. Until next time, I hope everyone has a phenomenal week.